Jonathan Clarkson Gibbs was born in 1821 in Philadelphia, a free Black child in a nation that still refused to see Black humanity. His father died when he was young, and his mother struggled to keep the family together. But even in hardship, Gibbs carried a quiet fire, a belief that education was the key to liberation. That belief would shape every chapter of his life. As a young man, Gibbs entered Kimball Union Academy in New Hampshire, one of the few institutions willing to educate Black students. He excelled, pushing himself with a discipline that impressed even those who doubted him. From there, he attended Dartmouth College, becoming one of the first Black men to graduate from the institution. His brilliance was undeniable, but he never saw education as a personal achievement. To him, it was a responsibility, a tool to uplift his people. After graduating, Gibbs became a minister, traveling and preaching with a voice that blended intellect, conviction, and moral urgency. He spoke against slavery, against injustice, and against the systems that kept Black Americans in chains. His sermons were not gentle, they were thunder, a call to conscience in a nation determined to ignore its sins. When the Civil War ended and Reconstruction began, Gibbs moved to Florida, where he saw an opportunity to help build a new society from the ashes of the old. He quickly became one of the most influential Black leaders in the state. His leadership was grounded in clarity. Freedom meant nothing without education, political power, and economic opportunity. In 1868, Gibbs was elected to the Florida Constitutional Convention, where he helped rewrite the state's laws to guarantee civil rights and public education for all. His fingerprints are still on Florida's Constitution today. That same year, he became Florida's Secretary of State, one of the highest-ranking Black officials in the South during Reconstruction. Gibbs used his office to fight for voting rights, fair elections, and equal protection under the law. He traveled across the state, organizing Black voters, challenging corruption, and confronting white supremacist violence head-on. He knew the risks. He knew the threats, but he refused to be intimidated. In 1873, Gibbs was appointed Florida's Superintendent of Public Instruction. In that role, he built one of the most ambitious public school systems in the South. He pushed for integrated classrooms, trained Black teachers, and demanded that the state invest in the education of Black children who had been denied learning for generations. His work laid the foundation for Florida's modern school system. But his rise made him a target. White supremacists despised him. Political enemies plotted against him. And in 1874, at just 53 years old, Jonathan C. Gibbs died suddenly under suspicious circumstances. The official cause was listed as a stroke, but many believed he was poisoned. His death was a devastating blow to Reconstruction in Florida. Yet even in death, Gibbs's legacy refused to fade. The schools he built continued to educate Black children. The Constitution he helped shape continued to protect civil rights, and the leaders he mentored carried his mission forward. Jonathan C. Gibbs was more than a politician. He was a builder of systems, of institutions, of futures. He believed that Black Americans deserved not just freedom, but power, not just access, but opportunity, not just survival, but dignity. His story is a reminder that Reconstruction was not simply a political era. It was a battle for the soul of a nation, and Jonathan C. Gibbs was one of its fiercest warriors. His story is a reminder that erasure is not accidental. It is strategic, it is intentional, and it is always aimed at those who dared to lead. Jonathan C. Gibbs dared. They buried these stories for a reason, because once you know how Black power rose, you can see exactly how it was taken away. And once you see the blueprint, you can recognize every version of it still being used today. This isn't just history, this is the manual. And the fight didn't end in Reconstruction, it just changed clothes. If this episode opened your eyes, don't let the story stop with you. Share it, talk about it. Challenge the silence that kept these men hidden. This is Black Justice Untold. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.